Hello everyone, I'm day weather meteorologist Don Day with your Public Lands Council weekly weather update for this February 12, 2022. It's being brought to you by Ag Risk Advisors and WSR Insurance Services Incorporated. This is what we're watching for you here over the next week. We've got some changing weather coming, although there will be not much going on this weekend and into the early parts of the new week coming on up. As we get past Valentine's Day, we are going to start to see the western United States get into a pattern which ultimately I think is good news. While it is going to come with some uncomfortable winter weather at times, we really have seen very little precipitation over the last 5 weeks in the far west, and the Intermountain West hasn't seen much either, but that's going to change as we're going to see some colder weather and snow for some, with a storm coming out of British Columbia and going down the west coast and into the Rockies and Plain states by the middle of next week. This means the mountains are going to start to see snow again, so we'll start to see the snowpack change the trend, which hasn't been for much lately. The west coast rain and snow chances are going to be improving in the long term. While some parts of the far west will get some precipitation this week, I think it's the following weeks where the precipitation chances are going to be getting better. Over the last week, you can see this is where the precipitation has fallen. Really dominated the eastern part of the United States. Really, this is how it's gone for the last month. The precipitation has really been bottled up in the east and southeastern areas of the United States. Just real spotty precipitation in the west, really barely anything. And if you look at the precipitation anomaly, you can see all that brown there. It's just been another pretty dry week. Drought Monitor represents that. Now, we have seen some modest improvement for some locations, but boy, there's still lots of yellow and browns and reds and oranges. So we continue to have a lot of areas in at least severe or moderate drought, with the red and dark colors there with the more extreme drought conditions. Looking forward, though, we do see that we have had some improvements in Colorado, a modest improvement here, some improvements down in Texas, but the yellow area is also showing where drought conditions have gotten a little bit worse. Parts of Montana, Wyoming, and Utah, and even here in far western Oregon. However, the outlook is looking better, and this is why. This is how it's going to look for the weekend. We're going to still see the snow showers in the Arctic area and the Great Lakes and the Corn Belt and the eastern areas of the United States, while sunny skies and high pressure conditions develop in the far west again this weekend into early next week. But see this little guy right here? This low doesn't look like much, but as we get into next week, the system is going to take a track south and east. In fact, it's going to even go all the way down the coast like this, carving out a trough of low pressure and building a low pressure system here by the middle of the week. And here it is. This is by Wednesday and into Thursday of next week. We're going to see snow in the central Rockies and Plains. We're going to see snow breaking out across parts of the Corn Belt as Arctic air comes in. Now, the far west, as the system moves through, there will be a little bit of precipitation getting into California and the Great Basin states, and we'll show you that here in a moment as the system moves through. And this is what the forecast looks like over the next 7 days. Notice the darker colors, brighter colors are still in the Corn Belt to the east. However, we finally are seeing some blues and greens here, where we are going to finally start to see precipitation chances getting better in the far western United States and the northern and central Rockies, and even into the Sierra Nevada and the Cascades as we look ahead for the next week. This is what the snowfall forecast looks like for the next week as well. Then as we look at the temperature forecast, while it is going to be getting colder, we don't see any severe cold either. Temperature readings in the west over the next week are generally going to be at or a little bit above average, but it's February, so that means it's still going to be chilly. So the prospects for precipitation looking better in the west. We'll have the next update for you Saturday the 19th. Have a great week ahead, everyone.